Hi and welcome to Whiskey Shared. You're watching my review of the Singleton 12-year-old. I'm Toby and you're watching Whiskey Shared. Welcome to my review of the Singleton 12-year-old. This particular Singleton comes from the Dufton distillery. The Singleton is an interesting brand in the fact it encompasses 3 different distilleries. They are Glendullan, Glenord and Dufton in Speyside. This particular distillery dates back to 1896 and this particular whisky is a 12-year-old. It's coloured, it's most likely chill filtered and it retails for £42.99. This particular whisky has been aged in XPX, Ex Oloroso and refill bourbon. Should we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. As I pointed out already, this is coloured, but the colour I'd say is like a chestnut. Let's start with the nose. So the first thing I get is orchard fruits. It's quite fresh. Then it moves on to some tropical fruits, especially pineapple. There's some baking spices in there as well. And there's also a nice hint of vanilla custard. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so this is quite light to start. It really doesn't do much on the palate to start with. And then as you leave it, you get the tropical fruit. Really is nice. I do like those tropical fruit notes. Really, yeah, really tasty. I'm then getting some chocolate in the background, which is quite nice. And I'd say there's a little bit of fizziness. Yeah, isn't bad. Let's have another sip. Yeah, so the next thing I get, having a second sip, is pepper. It definitely gives you a little bit of heat on the palate. So even though it started very light, there is some heat that does build. There's also a nice sweetness in terms of like honey. Really is a nice character. And there's also some cereal. Reminds me a little bit of flapjack, or maybe on the savoury side, even oatcakes. Really is quite nice. In terms of finish, there is like that fizziness, like fizzy sherbet. There's a little bit dry wood, not too dry, and there is some nuttiness. In terms of value, well, as I said, this retails for £42.99 in the UK, which probably isn't massively expensive for a 12-year-old, but it is, well, I would say it is a touch expensive for my liking. In terms of flavours, it is mellow, it is quite soft, a little bit sweet, and I don't think there's enough there to justify its retail. But this can be picked up as little as £25 when it's on offer, and I think at £25 this is a definitely worth buying. But probably £30 on the upper limit. I'd say maybe even pushing £32.50. If it's more than that, I'd probably say leave it alone. There's definitely better out there for the money. There's probably even better blends out there for the money. But this is quite inoffensive, it's quite sweet, it's well rounded, and if you get it for the right price, it's definitely worth a go. If this sounds up your street and you want to find out more, I'll put a link in the description, and if it doesn't for whatever reason, hopefully I'll see you next time. Sauncher.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.